Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Let us continue with the chapter Thermodynamics. In today's lecture, we will be understanding classification of thermodynamic processes. Since the topic is large, I have divided the topic in two parts. So let us start with part 1. So, classification of thermodynamic processes. Let us see them. So first process is reversible and irreversible process. Second one is isothermal process. Third one is isobaric process. Fourth one isochoric process. Fifth one adiabatic process. Sixth is cyclic process. Seventh one is free expansion. We have to study all these topics in detail. Okay, so in today's lecture we will be studying only four topics, that means till isochoric process, and the remaining three topics we will be studying in next lecture. So let us start with reversible and irreversible process. So what is irreversible process? The process that do not restore the initial state of the system are called irreversible process. What does this means? It has two possibilities. That means either it will not go back to its initial state, or second possibility, it will go to its initial state but will not follow the same path as it has taken for going to final step. Okay, you will understand this by the diagram. So this is called as irreversible process. So what is irreversible process? When it is not achieving initial state at all, or it is achieving initial state but not following the same path as earlier, then it is said to be irreversible process. Second one, reversible process. A process is reversible. So a reversible process is a change that can be retraced in reverse direction. Okay, so the same path as it has followed while going from initial stage to final state, it will follow the same path. So that is why it is called as reversible process. As you can see in this diagram, this is the diagram, PV diagram of reversible process. So system is going from point A to point B, and as you can see this arrow, the same arrow is showing that it will go from point B to point A using the same path. So since it is achieving the same initial state A following the same path also, then it is called as reversible process. Okay, now irreversible process, as you can see, this is the PV diagram of irreversible process. Now here you can see the system is going from point A to point B following a path which is similar to previous diagram. Okay, but when it is reversing back, that means when it is going from point B to point A, you can see the path followed is different. Okay, so in such case the process is said to be irreversible process. Now in nature, most of the processes are irreversible only. Okay, none of the process is reversible process. Clear? So this is regarding reversible and irreversible process. Now let us move to the next process, that is isothermal process. So you know, as the name suggests, a process in which change in pressure and volume takes place at a constant temperature is called as isothermal process. We have seen this earlier also. Okay, so when the temperature is constant, it is said to be isothermal process. Clear? Now, for this isothermal process, one important law is there, that is Boyle's law. You might be knowing this law. You might have studied this in chemistry. Okay, so what is Boyle's law? Law is very simple. At constant temperature, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Okay, so here you can see pressure is inversely proportional to volume, but what is the condition? The condition is that it should be at constant temperature. Clear? Now when we remove proportionality sign, we write is equal to and a constant, and 1 by V. When V will come to left hand side, it will become P into V. So P into V is equals to constant. Okay, so we can write it as Pi Vi, that means initial pressure into initial volume, is equals to Pf Vf, that means final pressure into final volume, is equals to constant. Okay, so this is Boyle's law. So let us see the thermodynamics of isothermal process. So as you can see, we have already derived this work done equation, which is integration going from initial volume to final volume P dV, okay, where P is pressure. Clear? Now let us derive it, but we know according to ideal gas equation PV is equals to nRT. Okay, now we are keeping P as it is and V is shifted to right hand side, so we will get P is equals to nRT upon V. Clear? Now we will substitute this value of P in this equation. Okay, so what will happen to this equation? So this equation will become W is equals to integration going from initial volume to final volume nRT upon V dV. Clear? Now here if you will observe, N is number of moles, which is a constant in this case. R is gas constant. T is temperature. Since the process is isothermal process, again the temperature is constant. So N, R, T, all the three are constant. So they will be taken out of the integration. So what will be left? We will get nRT integration going from initial volume to final volume 1 by V dV. Okay, now integration of 1 by V or 1 by x dx is log dx. So exactly in the same way, integration of 1 by V is log V. Okay, so you can see here nRT ln Vf by Vi. Now why it is written as log V, ln Vf by Vi? Why not log? There are two types of logs. One is log to the base 10, second one is natural log, that means log to the base e. Okay, since this one is natural log, so that is why we have written len to indicate natural log. Okay, now what is the step here? Here we are having log to the base e, that means len v, going from initial state to final state. Clear? Now when we apply upper limit, we will get log to the base e Vf minus log to the base e Vi. Okay, and you know the subtraction between the logs makes it divide. So that is why we will write len Vf by len Vi. Okay, and len is used for log to the base e. That means it is natural log. Clear? So this is the answer of integration. Then that means this is the answer of work done. For an ideal gas, its internal energy depends on its temperature. We have discussed this earlier. Okay, now here since the process is isothermal process, no change in temperature, so that means change in internal energy is also 0. Okay, since the temperature is not changing. Clear? Now we have first law of thermodynamics, which is an equation. Q is equals to delta U plus W, where Q is heat, delta U is internal energy, and W is work done. Okay, now we have derived an equation for W and we have derived an equation for delta U. Okay, let us substitute these two values. So we will get Q is equals to W. Why? Because delta U is 0 in this case. Okay, so Q is equals to W, that is equals to nRT ln Vf upon Vi. Okay, now here thus the heat transfer to the gas is completely converted into the work done. This we have discussed earlier also. In isothermal process, heat transfer to the system gets completely converted into work done. So internal energy of the system does not change. Clear? So this is all regarding isothermal process. Now let us go. This is the PV diagram of an isothermal process. You can see here temperature is constant and both pressure and volume are changing. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, point A is having pressure, initial pressure Pi, initial volume Vi, whereas point B is having final pressure Vf and Pf and initial final volume Vf. Clear? Now let us move on to the next process, that is isobaric process. So isobaric process is at constant pressure. Okay, the process that takes place at constant pressure is called as isobaric process. Okay, isothermal means constant temperature, isobaric means constant pressure. Boiling water at constant pressure is an example of isobaric process. Okay, now the PV diagram of an isobaric process is called as an isobar. Okay, since it is the diagram of isobaric process, it is known as an isobar. And the different curves shown on the maps provided by the meteorology departments are isobars. The department which tells us about the weather situation also deals with isobars only. Okay, for an isobaric process, none of the quantities delta U, Q and W is 0. Okay, that means neither delta U is 0 nor Q nor W. Clear? Now you can see this is the diagram of an isobaric process where AB is an isobar. Clear? Now you can see here, since it is constant pressure process, so AB is a line which is parallel to x-axis, its pressure is constant, that is Pi. Okay, whereas volume is changing from point A to point P, that means initial volume is Vi and final volume is Vf. Clear? Since it is PV diagram, no mentioning of temperature is there. Now let us see the thermodynamics of isobaric process. So again we have W is equals to PdV, and according to ideal gas equation we can write PV is equals to nRT, but here we don't have PV, we have PdV, so that is why we have written nR delta T instead of nRT. Okay, so what this means, when volume is changing, temperature is also changing. Okay, now PdV can be written as P into Vf minus Vi, that means final volume minus initial volume, and nRT, nR delta T can be written as nRTF minus Ti, that is final volume minus initial volume. Okay, let this equation be equation number 1, that is equation of work done. Okay, now next is delta U, that is change in internal energy. So this delta U is given by the formula NCV delta T. Now this formula comes from a derivation which is there in the chapter kinetic theory of gases. Okay, so I am not discussing that here, just remember this formula. When we will study that chapter, at that time you will understand from where this formula comes. Okay, now here if you will notice, N is the number of moles. Okay, delta T, that means change in temperature. What is CV? So CV here is actually specific heat at constant volume, that you have studied in 11th standard. Okay, now delta T can be written as Tf minus Ti. So delta U, that means change in internal energy, can be written as NCV Tf minus Ti. Let this equation be equation number 2. Okay, where I have already told you that CV is nothing but specific heat capacity at constant volume. Okay, now by first law of thermodynamics we have Q is equals to delta U plus W. Okay, now you can see here, this is W, this is from equation number 1, and this is the value of delta U from equation number 2. So we will substitute this value for instead of delta U and this value instead of W. So what will happen to the equation? We will get NCVTF minus Ti plus nRTF minus Ti. Okay, what we have done, instead of delta U we have written its value from equation number 2, and instead of W we have written its value from equation number 1. So we will write here from where we got this value. So we will write here from 1 and 2. Okay. Now if you will notice here, in this is the first term, whereas this one is the second term. Okay. Now in first term and second term, n and tf minus ti. Here also n and tf minus ty are common. So the thing which is common can be taken out of the addition. So what is left in first term? In first term only Cv is left. In second term R is left. Okay, so let us move further. So we have taken n and Tf minus Ti common. So what is left? Cv plus R. Clear? So just simply what we have done, we have taken common, but while taking common we have written n on one side and Tf minus Ti on other side. Okay. So what is it remaining? Cv plus Cr. Okay, but this Cv plus Cr is nothing but Cp, where the Cp is specific heat capacity at constant volume. Okay, so what will happen to the heat? It will be NCp Tf minus Ti, or we can write it as NCp delta T. Okay, so here where Cp is specific heat capacity at constant pressure. So this is regarding isobaric process. Okay, we have derived an equation of heat for isobaric process. Now let us move further. The next process is isochoric process. So this process is a constant volume process. That means in this process volume is constant. Okay. A system does no work on its environment during an isochoric change. Why there is no work done? Because volume is constant and work is done only when the volume changes. Okay, since the volume does not change, so work is also not done. Clear? As you can see, this is the PV diagram of an isochoric process. So since the volume is constant, this graph of AB is a line which is parallel to y-axis with its initial pressure as Pi and final pressure as Pf. Clear? Now let us see the thermodynamics of isochoric process. So the change in internal energy is given by delta U is equals to NCV delta T. We have derived this in isobaric process, so that is why we have written here directly. Okay, so delta U is equals to NCV delta T, that is equation number 1. Now work done. So work done is given by PdV. Okay, and that is equal to 0. Why? Because delta V is 0 in this case, no change in volume, so delta V is 0. Okay, so again we will write by the first law of thermodynamics, that is Q is equals to delta U plus W. How much is delta U? You can see here delta U is NCV delta T and W is Q. Okay, so we will write here from equation 1 and 2, Q is equals to delta U, that is equals to NCV delta T. Okay, so this is the thermodynamics of isochoric process. So we will stop here. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.